You ever get the feeling in Football Manager that you hit the woodwork too often? I mean, I do. I think I see us do that probably like 4 or 5 times a match, right? I mean, how many actual football matches have you watched where that happens over and over and over and over again? Well, as a post recently today on Reddit, see, I'll tell you my sources here. As a post on Reddit reminded me, this actually is kind of a problem in Football Manager. We can take a quick look at it here. So I'll look here at the screen view first. This comes from the Premier League club statistics side for the 21-22 season. Number of times that different teams hit the woodwork, you can see Manchester City hit 24, which is, I mean, that's going to be not quite one per game, right? That's what the statistics are like actually in real life, right? Now let's go take a look over here in the save, and I'll put my head over here on the other side. Let's go take a look over here in the save and see what statistics we can come up with. So we go over here to the data hub. You can go over to team, and you can go over to shots. And this will tell you like the number of shots in different places. Now, I don't know what is going on with this number. If I go over here and I choose domestic league matches, it doesn't show me a combination of last season and this season. It doesn't show me, I mean, I don't even know what statistics these are coming from, right? It says here that we've had 138 goals, for example. I know for a fact that that's not true because if I go over here to the league itself and go to team overview, I see that we have scored 34 goals this season. Unfortunately for me, in the data hub, I don't know if this is the same for everybody or not, but I cannot change, or I have no way of choosing when I want to look at this data from. So it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty ridiculous when it comes to that. This here, and here are shots off the woodwork. We'll go back here to domestic league matches. We'll change this over here to percentages, and you can see we have 5, 6, 7, about 8% of our shots end up hitting off the cross, right? Is that accurate or not? I'm not certain. There were people who right away said that these numbers are actually not accurate. I actually suspect that they're not because I can't do anything to look at when the numbers were taken from, you know, were they taken from this range or that range? There's nothing that I was able to find here that would let me change that. I know that we only have intermediate analysis levels, so I guess if you're intermediate, you don't get to see stuff like that, but it's ridiculous. If I go over here to our league in a place where really this sort of stuff should be kept track of, there is absolutely no option to look at all of the shots that are hit off the crossbar. I mean, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing here. And if we go over here to stats and to team overview and we go grab one of these things and look at what our options are, again, we have options for all sorts of crazy stuff. You know, non-penalty expected goals overperformance, underperformance. We can look at tackles won ratio, headers won ratio, which is pretty good, cross completion ratios. We can see high intensity sprints. We can see all sorts of interesting stuff, but what we cannot see is how many times you shot the ball and hit off of the woodwork, which is ridiculous because that would be really interesting to see, right? There's a lot of speculation that's gone on in Reddit about this problem. A lot of speculation, some of which says that, oh, well, maybe this is because all of the players are using tactics that are completely overpowered and that, you know, would never happen in real life and that are resulting in huge numbers of shots per game, and a lot of them can't go in because otherwise we'd have a bunch of 10-0 matches. I mean, that's theoretically possible, but we can't really even test this because there's no place that I can go to see, you know, how computer-controlled teams are shooting and are a lot of their shots going off the woodwork as well or not. And like I said, I really don't trust the statistics that I've been given here. I don't know what's going on. All I know is what I see with my own eyes, and what I see when I play this game is I see the ball hitting off the bar over and over and over again, and I'm not entirely certain that I understand why. Now, I think that this is a problem with the match engine itself. I tend to think when I look at these stats and I look at real life stats that the match engine in and of itself runs hot and that there are too many shots and that too much offense ends up resulting. I mean, you can say, oh, well, you're on an attacking mentality. We're actually not. The tactic that I'm using, which you can see about in other videos, which I did not create, is a balanced tactic. It is not an attacking tactic. It's possible that the player instructions might cause the players to play somewhat more offensively than they normally would. But, I mean, even still, this idea that there's something like exploitative happening or something that's going against, like, the logic of the match engine or something like that, I really don't buy. I don't really get into that. There's nothing happening here that is not possible in the match engine. This wasn't created with some, like, magic potion that, you know, makes the game go haywire or something like that, right? And the fact that every single other person I'm looking at online is seeing the same problem, is seeing the same thing happening, makes me suspect that there's some weird thing going on with the match engine that, among other things, causes you to hit the woodwork over and over and over again at an unrealistic level. So that's sort of the way I feel about it. I'd love to know what you think and if you're seeing the same trend or not. I don't have a way to fix this, and I think that it really is a problem with the way the Sports Interactive has designed Football Manager in general. I don't think that this problem will go away anytime soon, and I think that's rather unfortunate. By the way, this has been a problem and a known issue in this game for several years, and it's not the sort of thing that people see and they are really quiet about it and, oh, maybe Sports Interactive will catch on. Now, people have been complaining about this for years, and it's kind of infuriating that the problem still exists despite all of the complaints that are quite public. Anyway, there you go. That's my take on this. Love to hear, like I said, what your take is as well. Talk to you later. Bye.